Welcome back to Sailing MV.
We're here in the boatyard in the north of Borneo, where we've hauled out our Open 66 to replace our engine. Our new engine is going to be more powerful, which means we also need to change our gearbox, our sail drive, and this means our new sail drive will have a different spline shaft, and normally this means we would have to change our propeller. In our case, we're very lucky because we've got a J propeller, and these have a special feature which means that you actually don't have to change the propeller.
Because everyone interior parts is the parts fit on the shaft.
Which sadly we don't have here to show you because we've already sent ours off to be adapted.
These parts they transmit the torque from the pin and not from the interior shaft. These parts can be rebuilt or machinery for adapt our amazing propeller to the new shaft and the new engine.
So this propeller is really a special propeller. It's got so many really unique features that in our opinion are way beyond any other propeller out there on the market. I know we have made a video about one of these features before, but there are several more, and one of them in particular is about the interior piece which we've taken off to be modified. So we're going to use this opportunity to explain to you this brilliant piece of engineering and how convenient it makes your life as a sailor to have one of these propellers. If you've ever had to replace a damper plate or rebuild a gearbox, you'll know it's not cheap.
This is our third damper plate.
Now imagine a propeller designed to protect you from that headache. If you've ever had to battle with a stubborn prop that needed a special extractor tool and a lot of swearing, imagine one with a built-in smooth self-extractor. And if you've ever wished you could fine-tune your prop pitch without hauling out or fumbling with a dozen bolts and screws, imagine doing it easily by hand, even underwater. This is exactly what makes this propeller so special, and today we're taking ours apart so you can see why. The first step is to remove the anode. This exposes two Allen key screws which need to be undone before we can take off the rest of the propeller. You can see this more clearly in our footage from the J-prop factory when we last visited Italy.
1 year anode. You can see the corrosion.
Next we take out the block that sits between the anode and the pitch adjustment section of the propeller.
This is only for support the anode with one screw.
Again, you can see this more clearly here in the factory. Now it's time to remove the main body of the propeller, and here's where J-prop has one of its most impressive features, something you don't see on any other propeller. It can both self-extract from the shaft and lock securely in place, all using just one uniquely engineered nut.
In many propeller you have a difficulty to remove the propeller. In this propeller, with the same nut go to block, is one bolt. If you turn left, you disinstall the propeller. Perfect. Like this in a clockwise, you block. Wow, perfect. You have to block with one long lever.
Here's how it works. Nut number 4 threads onto the end of nut number 11 that is threaded onto the end of the sail drive shaft. And this nut number 4 is designed to both pull the propeller off when turned anti-clockwise or to lock the propeller firmly in place when turned clockwise. Simple mechanical elegance. When installing the propeller, once nut 4 is tightened, bolt 6 is inserted into it. This bolt adds 2 extra layers of security. It screws into the inside of the sail drive shaft itself, and its conic head mates perfectly with the conic interior of nut 4.
This bolt Allen key is the block system. The cone have to squeeze inside to the sitting conic,
ensuring a rock-solid lockup. To remove the propeller, Timo first has to take out bolt 6. To do that, he needs to stop the shaft from spinning. Here he does this by blocking the blades, though you could also put the engine in gear and lock the shaft with a large wrench from inside the boat.
The sign of the red Loctite. This is not the normal bolt. It's made with a conic head. It's made from a J-prop. Now the part's more interesting. The J-prop is one propeller. The bolt of lock block in clockwise, and when you turn it in anti-clockwise, you go to extract the propeller from the splice shaft. Very normal thread, is only the Loctite, I always tighten hard, but when I remove I be carefully because I don't want to break nothing. Now it's a light and smooth. Now we want to show you what's happening here. Slowly, slowly come out, watch. The aumenti here, you can see the space. Watch. See, aumenta,
Yeah,
aumenta, aumenta. With many propeller you struggling to remove. J-prop, extract. Propeller. Myself. Oh, you see? And now it's free. Here there is another particularity of J-prop is the anti-shock.
Now here's where J-prop's design really stands apart and is what is making our lives much easier now with this engine change. It's J-prop's modular two-part construction. This consists of the outer propeller unit, the blades in the hub, which Timo has just removed, and the inner core or interior assembly, which connects directly to the sail drive shaft and can be swapped or modified for different shaft types and dimensions without altering the main propeller. It's this modular inner core, the heart of J-prop's shock-absorbing drive system, that we're sending back to Italy. Instead of the prop blades being driven directly by splines on the shaft, they're powered through 7 small drive pins, each cushioned in an elastomer ring. These rings dampen vibration and reduce stress on the gearbox, but they also act as sacrificial fuses. If you snag a rope or hit debris, the ring breaks, protecting expensive components like the damper plate. Replace the rings and you're back in action, potentially saving thousands in repairs. And because the inner core is separate from the outer propeller, it can be rebuilt for a perfect zero-play fit to almost any shaft, unlike many propellers that fit multiple shafts but with tolerances that can lead to vibration and wear. In our opinion, it's pure genius and a really brilliant piece of engineering.
Many feathering propeller, new inverser, have a big shock because the blade have to capsize and bang the shaft. In J-prop, no. Shaft of the boat. This element got to be fit on the shaft. This is the system only for the S-drive, the self-drive. The self-drive, because they are more sensitive to the change of direction, because they don't manage to absorb the shock of the change of direction, the J-prop invent one system with the shock absorber. Is made from these parts with the 7 rubber cylinder, go to hold the rotation and transport the rotation in the propeller by this pin on the base of the propeller that they fit on the 7 rubber cylinder. Here in the shock absorber you can see the hole in front is a cylinder, on the back is one hole oval. Why? Because I give the percentage of movement for the shock, but also if the rubber break, the dimension of the pin is enough long for reach to hold on the material of the cover shaft if the rubber break. And the rubber material is made in 2 different material, and they choice in proportion of the quantity of horsepower of the engine. For the small engine, the rubber is more soft because they have to absorb less force. In the big engine, the rubber is more rigid because they have to be able to absorb more hard shock.
And what was the thing, that they would all break at the same time, or?
They work on the same time, they break at the same time.
Okay. But then how do you know it's broken?
You feeling because change the noise probably. And doesn't matter when you go below the water, because this is one propeller, you can go in the water and check and touch, adjust the pitch. You can see probably go to have one little play.
And like
Hello, in that situation, you can disinstall, and probably when you buy the propeller, you can have also some cylinder spare, because the cylinder, the 7 cylinder, have to be changed after how many hours? 2 years. Normally 2 year work is the correct time to change the pin. This shock ring is 80 short.
What does that mean?
I mean, it's not too rigid, it's not too soft. It's because when every time the engine go to put in gear, this one do boom. Every time you put in reverse, boom. And the shock is absorbed from the cylinder, not from the gearbox, not from the damper plate. Is everything absorbed from here. It's the only propeller have this system. It's quite safe. When our damper plate break, we don't have any kind of a propulsion. The engine stop to work. The engine continue to running, but don't manage to transport the rotation to the gearbox because the damper plate separe the two discs. No, in this system you sacrifice this one, but the propeller can continue to work. You reach the port and you find you substitution the rubber cylinder. Is another particularity we love from this propeller.
This cover of the shaft is one of the parts we need to remove to send back to J-Prop to have altered to fit our new gearbox. To remove this, we first have to remove nut 11 that is held in place with 2 special locking keys. To remove the nut, we've got to block the shaft, so Timo is going to block it from inside by putting it in gear.
First thing, I remove the tension to turn in clockwise, and I remove the safety
Key.
teeth. Is a T-form, and the shape is not, the side is not perpendicular, is make like a conic for holding side. The key have one profile che is sharp. In marine propeller they make like this. When you install the propeller in horizontal position, the key never fall down. You go to slide inside when it don't come out, you see? When you put the key, you block a little bit more. And now also the key can come out. Now, the nut come out from the splice shaft. This nut really hold on the thread of the splice shaft. Now it's not finished. A little bit gentle lever. Another important thing to explain, J-Prop always want to exactly know what kind of tolerance is what kind of tolerance have your splice shaft, because between one brand and another brand, also if it's the same dimension, can have a little bit difference. The system of J-Prop work with zero tolerance. There is no play.
No play, yeah.
There is no play.
Okay.
That's the reason why it's so precise.
That's the bit we got to send. This bit here in your hand, yeah?
Yeah, not only.
The parts we've just removed, the shock absorbing shaft cover, nut 11, the conic bolt 6, the 2 locking keys and the conic spacer are exactly what J-Prop asked us to send back to Italy for modification. The conic spacer is the tapered piece that ensures the propeller fits the shaft perfectly with zero play.
More interesting, every time one customer give the specific, the correct shaft they have, they rebuild the shaft in the company here for have the guarantee to test it, the propeller, and have the guarantee the propeller fit perfectly on the shaft. All these 3 shafts, these 4 shafts you see here, they are the exactly same nominal shaft. The name is the same, but the brand is different. And because they know with the long experience, that for example the Yamaha or Lombardini, they are the same shaft, but in reality, if you try to fit the Lombardini shaft on on the Yammer don't fit. But if you try to fit the Yammer in the Lombardini, fit but have a plate. Because they know that also if the four company they made the engine, they say they realize the same shaft, the dimension, the exactly dimension to the shaft is a little bit different. So when you buy one other propeller with a setting pitch, like the famous one, we don't say the name, but the other one they made the propeller adapted for fitting all shaft. But in reality, when you have one engine like Yammer, and you fit your propeller, famous name, the propeller always play a little bit because they prepare the propeller to fit in the Yammer, that is a little bit more skinny, or in the Lombardini, that is a little bit more big. Also, if the name of the shaft is exactly the same. Okay. And many year experience, because they know there is this problem. You can say to Yammer, Volvo, and Lombardini, please made the same dimension shaft. No, they know, and because the customer say, but what kind of engine you have? Ah, you have a Lombardini? Okay, we have the example shaft Lombardini. And that's a guarantee to remove vibration, because the risk in one shaft propeller system is to have vibration. The more vibration you have, more vibration they plus, after you can have a problematic.
Another brilliant feature of J-Prop, which we covered in detail in a previous video, I'll put a link in the description, is that the pitch can be adjusted by hand even underwater. This is a potentially life-saving feature, or one that could make the difference between getting home or getting towed.
The normal propeller, you have to move Allen key, screw. Here you can do everything by hand because there is one spring and you can pull the back of the propeller, and we have to manage to setting our pitch for keep the correct revolution maximum of our engine. You can see the ruler of the pitch at the moment is setting in 0, and now we go to setting in the correct pitch. When you change the pitch, you put the blade like a flag. Now 0, we put in the flat, right pitch, and you can see this is one pitch. Watch on the side, opposite side. This is reverse. Watch the pitch. You see? Now it's set in 12. E watch change again the pitch.
Passo destro, metto il passo sinistro, metto la marcia indietro e di qua va in spinta.
Wow, this is another big safety. Fabio explained to us that with this propeller, if your gearbox break, you can't put any more in reverse or in forward, you can change the pitch in the opposite side. Like you can setting the pitch for reverse, the blade is setting in reverse when the gearbox continue to go forward. And you can do one reverse, for example, to go out from one park or from one dangerous position where is the boat. Or if you have the gearbox block brake only in reverse, you can capsize the pitch and use it the reverse for going forward.
0 left pitch, okay? When you go outside from the 0, you increase the pitch. 0, now you increase the pitch to right pitch.
Cioè there is the right pitch and the left pitch. If you want to do the inversion of the blade, you use it the opposite pitch.
To stop the pitch.
And this is the ring, is one thread ring, like a nut, for block the pitch. That's I mean, at the moment it's impossible to adjust the pitch. This ring J-Pro reckon for the small engine with not many horsepower, or you say up to 100 horsepower, you don't need obligatory to keep the block pitch. You can keep without, you can jump on the water and adjust your pitch, for example, for using the propeller for sailing an engine. or for long crossing and constant navigation. You can adjust your pitch for realize the maximum revolution of your engine. And over 100 horsepower, because the force of the engine is a lot more, is suggested to put the block pitch. This one is you block with one hammer,
non troppo forte.
not very hard, just for block. Now we have to deblock. Okay.
E puoi anche rimontare tutto senza quello.
Okay, I can rebuild, and like this you can always adjust the pitch on the water, because now the pitch is free. Now I don't feeling, 1 second, because it's new. I pull. Yeah, it's free.
Since our new engine will be more powerful, we also need a new sail drive. The new one, made by ZF, is different from our old Volvo 120 SD. That's why J-Prop need these parts back so they can rebuild them to match our new sail drive shaft exactly, with zero play. So I took a little road trip to Kota Kinabalu to send them to Italy via DHL, which we were told would be the fastest option. We've driven down to KK to send off part of our propeller. We've heard in Malaysia it's best to send things via DHL, so that's what we're doing. DHL. Just less than a kilo. We really cannot recommend this propeller enough. If you'd like to know more, feel free to get in contact with us or with Marine Propeller directly. I'll put their website and contact info in the description. They're really nice guys there in the factory. Fabio's the owner, and if you speak to him, tell him you're friends with Timo and Joe from Sailing NV, and he'll surely look after you. If you'd like to support us on Patreon or with a one-off donation on our coffee website or via PayPal, I'll put the links in the description. Thank you. If you enjoyed this video, we'd really appreciate it if you could click the subscribe button, like, comment, share it with your friends, and don't forget to ring the bell so you don't miss out on any future episodes. Stay tuned. Next, in the upcoming episodes, we will be removing our engine, dismantling everything, organising and beautifying our engine room, ready for our wonderful new engine, which is coming soon. Stay with us.
All in my shoulder.
Yes, thank you. Good luck, Captain. We'll just be watching and videoing.
We have only 2 weeks for remove the engine, completely disinstall all gear or part of our previous engine, re-prepare the engine room for install the new bed for the new engine, and install new gearbox, new S-drive, new engine, water lock, 10-meter exhaust pipe, in total is 13, and a lot of other gear. Is an impossible challenger, but we are Sailing NV and we can do it.
Good luck, Daddy.
Plus,
thanks to all our Patreon and coffee supporters. As always, we couldn't do this without you.
yeah, thank you so much. Keep following us and support, because without your support, nothing of this can be possible.
Thank you.
Thank you.